guys, so I've got my Lee Universal Depriming die set up here, and I'm going to run through this tub of brass, which is about 500 casings minus what I've already done to set up the die. But before I get into that, one thing I forgot to mention in the unboxing of this die is quite a neat feature that actually made me go with this one over all of the other options, which is that the pin itself that pops out the primer is only held in by a bushing as opposed to actually being threaded in. And I'm actually going to move you guys in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So here's a closer look at the top of the depriming die, and there you can see the depriming pin poking through the top. And what this is designed to do is that you can loosen this or tighten it to adjust the resistance of this. And what it will do is if you get a case in there that's too difficult to remove the primer on, the pin will actually push up through here instead of just snapping like it would on a regular depriming die. So that's what makes this die so useful, and that's why I chose this one over all the other brands available. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do now is give you guys a couple different views of me using this depriming die to deprime some brass. And basically all I'm going to do is grab some casings out of here, deprime them on the die, and then drop them into another tub that I have on the ground. So after I finished recording this video, I actually found a much better way to feed brass into the decapping die, and unfortunately all of my brass has already been deprimed and tumbled, but the point will still be the same. So what you're going to want to do is face the shell holder away from you, and then of course have a bin on the floor to catch your brass. And what you're going to do is just feed it in, deprime it, pick up your next piece of brass, and then on the way down, push out your brass with your extra finger and let it fall into that bin on the floor, and then just push your new piece of brass in, deprime it, and repeat the cycle. And not only is this quicker because you don't have to actually pull the brass out and hold it, you're just flicking it out, but it's also better because the brass is more likely to land in the bin than if you're not paying attention and just dropping it on the floor. So that was the extra advantage I found. And unfortunately, all of the other clips I have of me using this die are of me using the slower method of pulling the brass out and dropping it, but at least you'll be able to see how the die works, so let's continue with those clips. And unfortunately my press does squeak a little bit. I actually tried to lubricate that with some silicone spray and that didn't help the problem at all, so I guess I'm just going to have to learn to deal with that. But now we're just going to take a look from a couple more angles of me using this die. So here's a view of that same process from the side of the press. And here's as close as I can get to a first-person view, and you should actually be able to see the primers fly into this little cup over here. So now I'm just going to run through the rest of this bit of brass, or at least part of it, in high speed. Alright guys, so I ran through quite a bit of brass, but my arm is starting to get a little bit tired now, so I'm actually going to take a break, and then I'm just going to finish the rest of this later. So that's about it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please do click the like button, as that does help me out. Also, leave me a comment about anything that I did well at, or anything that I could improve, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, then please do click subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.